This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Cops find a gun in 15-year-old schoolgirl's bag. A 15-year-old schoolgirl was detained by police on Monday after a firearm was found in her school bag during a routine spot check in Kingston. Reports are that the teenager, who attends Camperdown High School, was detained after the driver of a Toyota Wish motorcar was stopped. 2 other people were aboard the vehicle, including the schoolgirl. A search was carried out and the firearm, a 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 11 9mm rounds of ammunition, was found. The driver of the vehicle was also taken into custody, while another man who was traveling with them fled and is now being sought by the police. Reports are that about 4:30 p.m., members of the Joint Anti-Gang Task Force were conducting a spot check at the intersection of Windward Road and Mountain View Avenue in Kingston. The police signaled the motorist to stop, and the driver complied. However, the other man immediately ran from the vehicle. 1 killed, 2 others injured in Gringe Hill attack. A man was shot and killed, while 2 others are nursing gunshot wounds following a shooting incident in Kings Valley, Gringe Hill in Westmoreland on Tuesday morning. The identity of the deceased has not yet been released. Senior Superintendent Wayne Josephs, acting head of the Westmoreland Police Division, confirmed the incident a short while ago. Although details surrounding the incident are not known, a well-placed source is alleging that it stemmed from an internal gang feud that has been brewing in the community between the Kings Valley and the Crowder gang. According to SSP Josephs, shortly after 5 a.m., a vehicle was shot up and 3 persons were shot, 1 fatally. The lawman also confirmed that 2 firearms were recovered. This situation is still fluid. 2 firearms have been recovered, SSP Josephs shared. More details to come. Tivoli Gardens High student charged after fight with a senior teacher. A 16-year-old student at the Tivoli Gardens High School in Kingston has been charged with assaulting a 56-year-old teacher at the institution yesterday. The student was charged after he and the senior teacher got into a fight. He is charged with assault occasioning bodily harm. A video of the altercation has been posted on social media. According to the police report, the teacher was conducting her class when the accused student entered and began behaving boisterously. The report said the teacher asked him to leave, but he refused. This led to a physical confrontation, causing bruises and swelling to the teacher's face, upper body, and breast. Commanding officer for the Kingston Western Division, Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps, said the police have several concerns at the Tivoli Gardens High and are trying to schedule a meeting with the principal et al., but it has not yet materialized. We are having issues at various schools in the division and have met with most principals and are working together to iron out the issues, SSP Phipps told the news. In the video, the student is seen pushing the teacher in front of the chalkboard. The teacher goes and takes up a desk which is taken from her and thrown aside by the student. Amidst laughing and cheering from other students in the classroom, the teacher and the student drape each other. This was when several other male students intervened and attempted to part the altercation. One of the male students who parted the fight was heard telling the one who draped the teacher to let her go. Another went behind him and attempted to pull him away. St. James' mother charged over fatal house fire, no show in court. Kristen Johnson, the woman charged with manslaughter after her 2 children were killed in a house fire in St. James last May, failed to appear in court today. Johnson's attorney Martin Thomas told the parish judge Keisha Grant that he has been unable to make contact with her despite the several attempts. She is out on station bail. During today's court proceedings, Grant was told that Johnson's bail bond was not placed in the prosecution's case file. As a result, at Thomas's request, Grant set the matter for mention on Thursday, June 9, for the issue to be rectified. She did not issue a bench warrant for Johnson's arrest. I cannot order a warrant without a bond, as a proper endorsement is not before the court. The matter is set for June 9 for those issues to be addressed, and if there are bonds, get them there on the file, Grant told the clerk of court before adjourning the matter. It is being alleged that on May 19, 2021, Johnson left her 3-year-old and 1-year-old children alone at their board house in Barrett Hall, St. James, and went to a nearby shop to buy items. Shortly after, she received the word that the house was on fire with the children trapped inside. A team from the Jamaica Fire Brigade helped to battle the blaze, and in the aftermath, the 2 children's charred remains were found among the rubble. Johnson was subsequently arrested and charged. Clarendon teacher held after 14-year-old girl found at his home gets a $2 million bail. The Clarendon teacher who was arrested after a 14-year-old girl who had been missing was found at his home has been granted a $2 million bail. David Osborne, 34, was offered bail last Friday and was ordered to return to the Lioneltown Parish Court in Clarendon on July 21. He is charged with sexual grooming, abduction of a person under 16, having sexual intercourse with a person under the age of 16, and a grievous sexual assault. The offenses allegedly took place between 2019 and 2022. On May 19 this year, the girl left her home and did not return. It is reported that on May 21, the girl was found at Osborne's home in Clarendon, and he was arrested and charged. His attorney, Dwight Reese, in applying for bail, told the judge that there was no risk that could not be managed. Senior Parish Judge Delia Finlay, in granting bail, ordered that Osborne should live outside of Clarendon. He was also ordered not to have any contact with the complainants. Screams and tears after Spanish Town quadruple murder. When a familiar car pulled up to the emergency unit at the Spanish Town Hospital on Sunday night, Kirk Barrett's sister did not anticipate that she would be in for the shock of her life, as her 21-year-old brother was among 4 men killed in a drive-by shooting in Tallspen in St. Catherine. The security guard told the news that she recognized that her brother had been hurt on seeing a familiar pair of slippers when his foot happened to fall out of the car once the door was opened. "At the foot me recognize a draw out of the car. Me drop down. Me have to scream out last night. All in a me uniform, me drop on the ground," she recalled Monday, still processing the fresh tragedy. Barrett was killed along with Ricardo Blacksmore, 21, both of Railway Lane addresses, as well as Desmond Pepito Bloomfield, 34, of Ellers the Pen in Spanish Town, and Horace Letman, 38, of Oxford Road in Spanish Town. A 5th man is reportedly hospitalized. The quadruple murder came on a bloody weekend, which also saw a triple murder in Bull Bay, St. Andrew, a triple shooting along Windward Way in Kingston, a double murder in Montego Bay, St. James, and the discovery of burnt remains in Arnett Gardens, St. Andrew. The skyrocketing murder rate is expected to top the agenda for Police Commissioner Anthony Anderson when he hosts his monthly press briefing today, with homicides running 7% higher than last year's pace, a reversal of fortunes from the 1.7% increase announced in early May. Tallspen residents were still stunned by Sunday night's attack, noting it had been years since a shooting occurred in the area. The last incident they could recall was a drive-by shooting in 2002. "Now we're not going in the era here," one told the news. Spanish Town Mayor Norman Scott agreed that the area had been relatively quiet. This incident, he said, was the first of its kind in a very long while, as he condemned the gun violence. That peace was shattered about 7:30 p.m. on Sunday when the piercing sounds of bullets drove terror into the locals. Letman, who was described as a hard-working tailor and was not very sociable, had only just returned from his mother's funeral. He and the 2 other men were sitting around a table having a meal at their regular hangout spot in front of a shop when they were attacked. "Him not take off him clothes where him bury him mother. The whole of them come from funeral and sit down right there so," one of his friends lamented. The residents said that the location is a popular spot for young men and women to play board games and enjoy other recreational activities. Despite the tragic deaths, one woman expressed relief that the usual number of people were not around the table at the time, theorizing that many more lives would have been lost. The other 2 men were said to have been shot further down the lane. There was no police presence when the news visited the area early Monday morning. 2 motor vehicles with bullet holes served as evidence of the attack. Senior Superintendent Howard Chambers, head of the St. Catherine North Division, told the news that it is believed that the shooting was gang-related and was an act of reprisal for the shooting of 41-year-old Kishon Jarrett by a lone gunman connected along Old Harbor Road on May 30. Our understanding is that it is emanating from the 31 St. John's Road area that we have had some challenge in since the start of the year, he added. In January, rival gangsters drove up and opened gunfire at 18-year-old Ronaldo Skeen and a 58-year-old Michael Lewis, killing them. In May, 36-year-old Shawnette White was murdered and her boyfriend injured. Another incident saw 60-year-old electrician Anthony Davis also being slain. Devon Moore was inconsolable Monday and could hardly utter a word as he grieved the tragic loss of 21-year-old Ricardo, his only son and the second of his 3 children. With tear-filled eyes, he muttered, "Them kill me son like dog." He's intelligent, he's very kind-hearted, shared a 12-year-old sister who explained that her brother had dreams of becoming a psychiatrist and was passionate about helping individuals who suffered from depression and anxiety. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.